Welcome back. Yeah. So we asked the LLM to help us redesign, Rescatux build process. And right now we were answering some questions in order to improve all of this. And I want to add additional, I would like the distro name Rescatux for file names and Rescatux to be defined in the configuration in one single place, the configuration, so that it's easier to change the name. So, good points. Both improvements are absolutely worth doing because they make the system much easier to maintain and debug. And update the design and so on. So separate builders for live build and live put. Dependency output should be here. Docker file, this and that. Unify dependency target. Installing those packages in platform centralized name should be interesting. Config distro name, distro ID. Using it in a script. So one small improvement. Release steps all, make release. I would build everything from scratch. How Kali Linux entails structure the live build pipelines? I mean, you are asking me a lot of stuff. I don't know. Let's open a new chat so that we can have a conversation around here. Improve memory. I think describe me base. Where the hell are the chats? Okay, here. The sidebar. So Rescatux development. What the hell is this then? Rescatux develop. Yeah, so Rescatux development is the project. Wait a second, I have Rescatux build system and okay, so this is the new conversation. Yes, explain to me how Kali Linux entails a structure. Okay. I'm not sure this is a good idea. So let's rename this thing like Kali Linux tiles explanation. Okay, so it says both Kali Linux and Tails are among the best real-world examples of large distributions built on top of Debian Live build, and their pipelines contain several design patterns that would help simplify the Rescatux build system. I'll explain their pipelines in structure. Okay, so let's see. Kali builds its official images with a public repository called live build config. The pipeline is basically hit clone the repository, then you enter then, and then it does build.sh, which does clean config build using live build. But the important part is how the repository structure. So build.sh, auto config clean, Kali config, common, variant, images. Variants instead of platforms. Kali does not duplicate builds for small changes. Instead, they use variants. Yeah, because they have several desktops, but I don't have several desktops. I mean, packages, list, wallpaper, desktop config hooks. Example, this generates this thing. This is not probably right. There should be XFC here. Shared common configuration. Everything shared goes here in common. Yeah, that's something that I want to do in the they use live build to standard layout as intended, which is something that we want to be doing. Kali ch root, scale. I already do all of that. Kali pipeline internally. Yeah, so config, lconfig, yeah. Clean configuration, separation, weakness, long build times, monolithic builds, limited build isolation. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. It's much better if we have Docker. Tails bitline, details. Kali, tails. I haven't asked. Yeah, yeah, okay, so let's go to Tails. Tails has a much more advanced pipeline. It's closer to a full CI/CD build system. So it has something like this. The key design is features. So builds the system as independent features. Store, persistent, read, or secure boot, network, desktop. Each feature adds packages, files, hooks, scripts. During the build, these are merged together. This could be interesting because I have this. So greeter is like a package, and yeah. During the build, these are merged together. So prepare build, assemble, generate live build, this and that. They generate live build configuration automatically. Tails build installation. Yeah, VM a container. They consider the build environment untrusted. Tails artifact pipeline build ISO generates checksums and images metadata. What matters for Rescatux? Okay. From Kali, we should borrow variant system common configuration theme build wrapper. Yeah. From Tails, config per platform, clean build installation. Look at that. So we have a common config. Yeah, probably during build. Very interesting thing about Tails, important for you. Tails solve one of the biggest live build problems. Incremental builds are unreliable, so they implemented build caching and stage separation, which reduces build times dramatically. Okay. How Tails splits into 6 stages so that only the necessary parts are rebuilt. That design would solve most of the pain points you mentioned. Duplicate configuration logic. Okay, I mean, we are adding a lot of stuff around here, and I'm not sure this is the right approach. So, Rescatux and the Rescatux system. Okay, so trick to life. Yeah, so basically okay, so okay. Let's use the hybrid model, this thing here. And try and let's try to replicate Tails 6 stages build so that it's easier to develop on Rescatux. So final structure. Okay, let's stop this thing because I'm going to ask it in, let's stop this thing. Let's copy this thing here, and now we're going to branch in new chat. By the way, this sources. So I'm going to ask exactly the same thing. Okay, let's use it. Then that's right. Please generate your Rescatux build architecture in a markdown canvas. One important question before generating: should this row live build comments? Yes, it should. Also allow developers to run row live build comments inside Docker files. Okay, so now when we ask it to generate it in markdown canvas, I will be able to download it, and then I can reuse it so that it generates the files if needed. Because this is something that I might reuse in the future. You know what I mean? This is generating again and again. That's why it goes up. So we will have to wait a bit for this to be built properly. Stage thin, developer workflow, row live build developer mode, key designs, isolation, deterministic builds. Artifact processing, release output, developer workflow, release everything, BIOS UFI builds, should parallel builds, future improvements, apt caching, whatever, summary. Next improvements. Now, I just want to download this thing as a markdown document, and oh, what the hell? So this should be around here, so it's like 3E, and this is Rescatux build system architecture or something like that. So now we have all of this architecture in here. So now I want to start a new conversation, because why would we do something else? So here we have our build architectures and so on. And now we want to, so get me on implementing the new Rescatux build architecture as described below. So now I can copy and paste the markdown file, okay? And maybe the summary, footer improvements, key design properties. Wait a second. So maybe here there's this key design. So do we have the build work? So the part for the part that's key design properties and so on, this is like a summary. We don't need that in order to design all of this. So I'm going to remove it. Hopefully I can find this thing. So key design properties, this is all the stuff that it's like a summary. I don't want to do that. So basically what they do here is, okay, there's this new architecture as described below. Assume we have an empty Git repo, because I want to start from scratch. So let's go. Let's see what's going on. Below is a step-by-step implementation guide starting from an empty Git repository, turning your architecture into a working Rescatux build system. I will guide you through the first working version, not the final polished one. The priority is working pipeline, debuggable builds, incremental. Wait a minute. I need to, let me start the timer, because I have forgotten to put the timer. How long have we been? So 20 minutes. So 25 minutes should be good. Let's go, so that we know when we have to end the stream, probably. So yeah. So incremental stage like this, initialize repository, this and that, commit baseline, add version file, live build and live whatever. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is a bit of you know, what's the name? A bit of magic, because I don't want to, I mean, yes, there's a lot of stuff here, but I just want to get rid of it. Okay. Actually, this releases directory. Why is this root? I don't know. So everything here needs to disappear, but in order to do so, we need to, remove everything from Git. But we don't want to do that because we have our, we have our repo here, and we don't want to lose anything from the repo. So, as you can see here, we were on non-free firmware def01, and we are starting i386 support def01, which is this new thing. So what I'm going to do right now is to create a new branch, which is going to be bookworm pre-new architecture, pre-new pre-2026 architecture. Okay, so this is going to be like a snapshot of, a snapshot of what we had before doing all of these changes, because I want to start from scratch and then build from that and so on. So we want the new branch to be working on the 2026 architecture, which we will see. Maybe we have changed the name later on, but it's like architecture. I'm not sure this is well written, but anyhow. So the idea is that I'm going to do a work tree so that I can use this in another directory, okay? So that it's much easier to work with this. So how the hell do you do a work tree? I don't remember. So how to create a hit work tree in a new directory. So you do it like this. Hit work tree add. So yeah, so look at that. So hotfix, now you can create a new work tree for this branch. Let's say first you might create a branch. This command creates a new directory name hot when level up from your current presence. I'm not sure this is the right approach, but because once you are on the hotfix branch, you're going to put the original branch in another place. So I don't think this is right. So look at that. Git work tree add. So hit work it add track branch B branch path remote branch. Let's try to big option. Does get is okay for the branch name, in this case to exist, never okay for the other work tree to already exist. Hit work tree adds a new work tree, not just a directory. The added work tree comes with an added index. So now tells Git to create a new directory outside, needs to not exist. The minus b hello part of the create this new empty and then check it out. Commit. So you're supposed to not create a directory. I thought that you had to have the directory already there. So I'm a bit confused about this. Will we be able to read this thing? No, we don't. Let's try another one. Hit worktree add. Hit lines. Okay, this is an UI. Let's go to the Gemini AI free stuff because so place where you want this and the so if you put -b, okay, so I guess that it's just add directory and then something else. So currently we are in this thing. So it's 2026 architecture. I'm going to list all of the branches, just filter by 2026 branches. And so if I work tree add and I put a new directory which is going to be called Rescatux pre-2026 architecture. Okay, and the branch is going to be this one here, which I'm not using right now. But before doing this, I think I need to create this directory. Okay, so that's what I do, and then I add the work tree. So nice. So now we have this 2026 architecture, which is in the Rescatux place, and at the same time, I'm going to be able to go to Rescatux pre-2026 that has all of this stuff, which is all the stuff. Okay. And the other thing that I want to get rid of is, you know, all of the, yeah. Up here you can see a lot of stuff that it's not being used. We have some images, barebone, this, that, and so on, the summary, this thing. So a lot of trash, a lot of stuff that we don't want to be having here. So let me see. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to create a new work tree. Yeah, I'm not sure this is a good idea. Wait, do we have more work trees? Work tree list. Oh, look at that, I have some other work trees apparently. So, so what I want to do is to have a new work tree, which is the Rescatux new stuff. I can work on that, and then the idea is to just have this like don't remember work trees. So the main hit directory is not here. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how to do this, but the idea is that they want to start from scratch, so I would need a new directory. But at the same time, yeah, maybe I can Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this like this is going to be pre-2026 architecture with TMP files. How do you call this thing? No followed. Archivos sin seguimiento. Okay, so archivos sin seguimiento, hit English translation. Untracked files with untracked files. So this is going to be the new directory. And now I can add a new Rescatux directory. That's where I'm going to make the work tree or something like that. I'm not sure about that. Yeah. I mean, what I could do is to move the .git because I don't want this. I mean, I want this to be the yeah. New project Git. Okay, so I have a main hit repo which has many work trees. I would like to spin out a new work tree and then swap it with the main hit repo so that I can discard which has many work trees. I would like to I would like to spin out a new work tree, a new clean work tree based on branch A. And then I would like that the main hit repo becomes a work tree and that work tree and that branch A work tree becomes the main hit repo. That way I will be able to remove the main hit repo directory, to remove the original main which has a lot of untracked files and start from scratch. Is this possible? Can you please guide me with an example? Look, I wasn't going to do this thing Yes, it is possible, and it's a good trick to promote a work tree to become the new main repository while keeping history. The key idea is a work tree is a normal hit checkout that points to the same Git directory as the main repo. If you copy the Git directory into that work tree, it becomes a standalone directory. So the process is essentially detaching the work tree from the original repo. I'll show you a green example. Okay, so repo main git repo work tree. So work tree is this and that. Can be deleted later. So verify. Hit branch A. Okay. Locate inside the work tree. .gat is not the directory, but a pointer file which has this thing. But the actual repository is metadata isn't this. Copy the real git directory into the work tree. Okay. Remove the pointer and do this. And the copy repo still contains work tree references. Remove them. What? The copy repo still contains. I want to keep them. Reset head to the current branch just to be safe. Delete the old repo. Even safer. Instead of copying .git, you can create a detached clone from the work tree. This gives you a fresh repo without any of work tree metadata. Tip for your client. So this is deleting the stuff. I don't want to do this. I also have branch B, word tree, branch C, word tree, and I would like to work with them. Yes, in that case you should not delete git.work trees. That directory contains this and that. If you want to re-enter the repository as a new root, so we have all of this, check this and that, main repo. Branch A becomes the main repo. Then you delete, and then you... Okay, now branch A contains, fix the work tree hit pointer. And yeah, but in any case, I get the idea of all of this, so I'm going to do it manually because what this is asking me to do is a bit confusing. So I would like to work with this. So this is the Rescatux Pre 2026 architecture with untracked files. Okay. So I have created Rescatux, which is a new work tree. So by the way, let me check the other. There was another. This one here, I think. So hit there. Doesn't point to the main directory. So there's no need to update anything here. Yes, it points to the main directory. Okay, so, but we don't need to change any of those. I just have to move the .git in one place and that's it. So basically, hit work tree at Rescatux, which is the path, and then the branch. So the branch is going to be, wait a second, the branch is going to be the the 2026 architecture, isn't it? But this is currently the branch that we are in, isn't it? So let's do something like 26 architecture untracked files. So this is going to be the branch where we are right now. So as you can see, it's like this. So now I can add this branch, which is exactly the same thing. And this should work. So now we are going to take a look at what I'm going to be doing here, which is the Rescatux. The Rescatux one needs to be the main one, so I'm using the and using .git with all of the stuff. I'm going to use it here. But before doing that, I'm going to move .git, which is a file right now, and .git ignore. I'm going, wait a minute, I'm going to move this into Rescatux, this thing. So this is going to be git new, and hit ignore from here. It's going to be hit ignore new. Okay, so first of all we have moved whatever we had in this work tree into the old main directory, and then we're going to do the same thing but the other way around, which is give me hit, move it here so that it's the new one, and also give me a hit ignore, and this is going to be hit ignore new. Okay, so now I'm going to be moving to the Rescatux architecture within track files for just real quick, like this. And so the idea is the hit dot. Where is the dot hit? There's a dot hit. Wait a minute. Have I moved this? Okay, so now we are right. So here this should be hit new, this should be hit, and hit ignore should be hit. So if you take a look at what the hell is written here in the so I have just overwritten this one here. Oh my god. So basically I need to recreate the .git file. I hate all of this. From syslinux. So for syslinux there's this hit one. Wait a second. So the hit ignore new has been renamed to .hit, so this needs to be put like hit ignore. That's okay. So now, as this is going to be a work tree, I'm going to copy a .hit thing from here. And the thing is that I'm going to say that this is saved on a given directory from here, which is the Rescatux hit new work trees pre 2026 architecture, I guess. because I had renamed this thing. So now I can use okay, so let me have the minutes more, probably. Okay, so I think this is right, but we will see what happens. And so now in Rescatux, is we should, so this is directory, so this is hit ignore. So I have messed it up, but this was not so difficult, you know. Now here you have everything here, and then this is not hit, and that's it. So yeah. So now, if I say hit the status, everything architecture and tracked files. Well, that I don't care too much. So what about work tree list? So look at that. We have two work trees. That's yeah. So this is the main one, and this is the one. So we need to edit this thing properly so that work trees yeah, so work tree Rescatux, which has all of this. So I would like to remove the Rescatux work tree. So let me try to just rename this thing to see what happens. And I think that we should be good. What about this? We still have this stuff. So in any case, the pre-26 architecture thing, it's not here, isn't it? Or is it? So it's this one here, pre-architecture with untracked files. And here we have pre-architecture with untracked files. We have a real mess up here, isn't it? So what do we have here? Oh, it's exactly the same directory. I mean, I think I don't care because I could like, you know, move this thing. Oh my God. So there's this bookworm 2026. Okay, first of all, let's rename this like this, real quick. So worked list. So basically what I actually want is to, so this is the current, okay, so the current branch is the untracked files apparently. Because if you read the head, or let's dot the hit head, I guess, you can see that it's untracked files. Work tree list. Untracked files. So I actually want to be able to work tree. So work trees. So this is like .git, isn't it? Hit work tree list. Help. Okay, so I can prune um, a work tree, or I can just remove it. So if I remove it, we should be good. So hit work tree remove. Is this the work tree name, or is the other one? Yeah, but right now it's not. Wait a second, I think I can do this like this. So this is Rescatux new. And now if I go into Rescatux new, work tree list, I can remove this thing because it's not here. So work tree remove Rescatux. Work tree list, and now it's just a matter of renaming this thing. So let's see if everything makes sense. So right now we are in the 2026 architecture in untracked files, and hit work tree help. Move a work tree to a new place. No, thank you. Detach head. Wait a second. I can omit the commit because, okay. So hit, what I want to do is to just use the current, wait a second, just use the current 2066 architecture. That's where we're supposed to be working on this new Rescatux directory. But right now we are missing the our whatever with and track files, which is what I actually wanted to be doing. So this is going to be something like with and track files B0. Okay, and I'm going to create a new one, which is going to be and track files, and this is going to have another, this is going to have another. Let's do this properly. This is going to have another work tree with the untracked stuff. So it's going to be work tree add git rescatux something with untracked. So it's this one here. Okay, wait a second. So untrack files, yeah, that's that directory, which is a new one. And so the branch that we want to be having is this one, 2026 architecture and track files. Actually, now that I think about it, this should be renamed. So was like that above. So this is pre 2026 architecture and track files. Branch, something like this. Okay. So this is then track files, and now the work tree is going to be like this. So now I can go with this and track files, which there are a lot of stubs, but we're just going to remove all, something like that. So remove all. And what about hidden directory? So it's .hit and .hit ignore. And now what I want to be doing is to move Rescatux pre whatever architecture with and track files version 0 stuff into here, which it won't have. Oh my god, it won't have the yes. So apparently we have managed to have here some releases here. Then you've got secure boot binaries, and you've got secure boot.d. So if you take a look at this within track files B0 thing, we are going to have hit, which has this hit dir thing, and .hit ignore, which has this. So Rescatux pre architecture with untrack files, and this is very important, version 0. So now hit work tree list. It should be showing how we have the untrack files branch with this branch thing. We have the Parade 2026 architecture here too, if we need it. Apparently, I mean, we have it here. This is the place where we are going to be copying files. And let's write this thing so that we can LLM architecture. So this is going to be like Rescatux 2026-04 hit hit reorganization .md. So snapshot. So Rescatux will be working. Rescatux will be working on work-mode 2026 architecture, where we will have a commit that removes all of the current files. And yeah, I'm not sure. Like this. Let's copy this thing. Hit reorganization. So Rescatux will be working. That removes all of the current files. Rescatux pre-architecture is an app snapshot before removing everything, but without any additional files. And finally, Rescatux pre 2026 architecture with untracked. Wait a minute. With untracked files, is basically the same thing as this thing here. It's basically the same thing as this thing, but with all of the historical leftovers that have been untracked for a long time. It's just in case backup. So yeah, so this is the Git reorganization that we have done. So the next step will be to work on Rescatux to remove all of the current files with a commit, and then start from scratch with the LLM indications in order to apply the new build system, Okay, so this is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.